the Cake Lady, and today I'm going to be making one of the most basic cake recipes out there, but it's a recipe that I feel every baker needs in their arsenal. I'm going to be making sour cream pound cake. Now, I love a good pound cake. The velvety texture inside, the fact that it's not too sweet because we don't really add an icing to a pound cake usually, but my most favorite thing about a pound cake that's done just right is that crunchy layer on top. If you know, you know. If you're interested in learning how I make a sour cream pound cake, then stick around. Here are the ingredients you're going to need for your sour cream pound cake. I have 6 large eggs, 3 cups of granulated sugar, 3 cups of all-purpose flour, a half a teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, 2 sticks of salted butter, and 1 cup of sour cream. I like to put mine in a tube pan or a bundt pan, and you definitely want to coat it in a baking spray that has flour in it, such as Baker's Joy or this one from Aldi. The first thing we're going to do is actually add the 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda into the sour cream and stir it up. You'll notice by the time we go to add this to our batter that it actually has incorporated some air from being mixed together. I guess it's like a chemical reaction. I don't really know why we do this. It's just the way I was taught to do it. So I combine my baking soda and sour cream first thing. Okay, so we're going to start with all of our ingredients at room temperature. We want our butter at room temperature so that way it gets dispersed evenly throughout, gets mixed in nicely. And we want our eggs at room temperature so that they don't cause the butter to seize up into little clumps again because they're too cold. Everything at room temperature with a pound cake. So we are going to start with our 2 sticks of butter and our 3 cups of sugar in the mixing bowl. And we'll go ahead and cream that together. Okay, once that's creamed together, I'm going to start adding my room temperature eggs one at a time, waiting until each one is mixed in before I add the next. Okay, if you look, you'll see this is a nice pale yellow. All the yolks have been incorporated. So we're going to go ahead and add our salt to the all-purpose flour. And we're going to add the flour and salt alternately with the sour cream. Now look, you can see that there's already some inflation of that sour cream from the baking soda being added. So we'll probably do 3 or 4 increments to add it all together. The last thing we'll do is fold in our vanilla. Turn it off when I'm adding the flour so that way it doesn't fluff up and make a mess. Mixed together, I'm going to go ahead and pour it into our pan. The oven has been preheating at 300 degrees. You cook a pound cake at a lower temperature and for quite a long time, probably about an hour and a half it's going to take for this puppy to get done. You know, they started calling pound cakes because they were made with a pound of butter, a pound of sugar, a pound of flour, and a pound of eggs. I don't know that it still equates to that, but you can tell why it's such a dense, thick, heavy cake. Absolutely delicious. And once you've perfected your pound cake technique, You can add all kinds of other fun stuff, like my husband's favorite way to eat a pound cake is with a swirl of cinnamon and nut going through it. So sometimes we make that and have it for breakfast. Of course, you can add different flavoring extracts, you know, lemon, other fruits. You can add blueberries and things like that. In fact, I've got a recipe. It's actually a cream cheese pound cake, but I've got a recipe for a lemon blueberry pound cake, and it's delicious. I will attach that link for you guys. All right, we want this to be even in the pan, and we'll put it in the oven. I'll probably set my timer for an hour and 15 minutes, but we'll start checking it then. I expect it to take an hour and a half, maybe even longer. Just check it with a wooden toothpick in the thickest part of the cake and make sure that it comes out without any shiny liquid on it. So I went ahead and put it on this cooling rack. I just want to let it cool with a little bit of air circulating around it before I transfer it to my pretty serving plate. However, I am definitely thinking that my trusty old Baker's Joy is probably better than the Aldi baking spray. As you can see, a little bit of the outer layer came off. Nothing that's going to affect it at all, but I should have known to stick with my good old Baker's Joy. Anyways, we'll let this cool for about an hour, transfer it to the baking plate, and we'll see how it tastes. So I went ahead and cut myself a slice of this delicious sour cream pound cake. I put a few fresh berries and a little bit of fresh whipped cream on it. And can you see this crunchy edge right here? If you've never had it before, you don't know what you're missing. I hope you've enjoyed our time together today as much as I have, and I hope you'll give this sour cream pound cake recipe a try. Like I said before, sour cream pound cake is just a building block recipe. There are hundreds of different kinds of pound cake out there. So if you can make this one, you can build upon it and make a little fancier one. But truth be told, I think good old-fashioned sour cream pound cake might just be my most favorite. Let me know your favorite type of pound cake recipe in the comment section below. Until next time, happy baking!